Demaratus of Corinth was a Greek aristocrat who lived around the 7th century BC and is remembered as an important figure linking the Greek world with the Etruscan civilization of Italy and the early history of Rome. According to ancient traditions, Demaratus was a nobleman from the powerful Greek city of Corinth. His historical significance comes largely from the fact that he was considered the father of Lucius Tarquinius Priscus, the 5th king of Rome. Because of this connection, Demaratus is often viewed as a symbolic bridge between Greek culture and the emerging political structures of early Italy. The reason Demaratus left Corinth is usually explained through political conflict within the city. Ancient writers such as Strabo describe how Corinth experienced major political upheaval when tyrants seized power. During the rise of the tyrant Cypselus, many aristocratic families lost influence and were forced into exile. Demaratus was believed to have been one of these aristocratic exiles. This political shift in Corinth pushed him to leave Greece and seek opportunities elsewhere in the Mediterranean world. After leaving Corinth, Demaratus travelled to Italy and settled in Tarquinii, one of the most important cities of the Etruscan world. Tarquinii was a wealthy and powerful centre that played a major role in Mediterranean trade during this period. There, Demaratus established himself successfully and became a prosperous and respected figure within the local community. Ancient sources describe him as a wealthy merchant and influential aristocrat who integrated into Etruscan society. The Etruscans were known for their active trade networks, and contact between Greeks and Etruscans was common in this period, making such integration possible. Demaratus is also remembered for bringing Greek cultural influence to Italy. Some ancient writers claim that he introduced Greek craftsmen and artists to Etruria. These artisans were said to have contributed to developments in architecture, sculpture, metalworking, and decorative arts in Etruscan cities. Because of this tradition, some historians consider Demaratus an early transmitter of Greek artistic techniques and cultural elements into the Etruscan world. During the 7th and 6th centuries BCE, strong cultural exchange existed between Greek and Etruscan societies, particularly in areas such as pottery, metalwork, and religious symbolism. Demaratus's family became extremely important in the political traditions of Rome. According to Roman historical narratives, Demaratus had 2 sons, Lucumo and Arruns. Lucumo later moved to Rome, where he changed his name to Lucius Tarquinius, and eventually became Tarquinius Priscus, the 5th king of Rome. His rise to power is often seen as evidence of the strong Etruscan influence on early Roman politics. Tarquinius Priscus is credited with major public works and reforms in Rome, including construction projects and improvements to the city's institutions. In a broader historical sense, Demaratus represents the interaction between Greek and Etruscan civilizations during the early centuries of Mediterranean expansion. During the 7th and 6th centuries BCE, Greek traders, settlers, and craftsmen frequently interacted with Etruscan communities in Italy. These interactions led to the exchange of goods, artistic styles, religious ideas, and political influences. The story of Demaratus reflects this wider pattern of cultural contact and mobility across the Mediterranean world. Although the detailed historical evidence about Demaratus is limited, his story appears in the writings of ancient historians, such as Livy. Livy describes how Demaratus settled in Tarquinia, gained wealth, and became the ancestor of the powerful Tarquinii family that later ruled Rome. While these stories may contain legendary elements, they likely preserve memories of real cultural exchanges between Greece and Etruria during the early Archaic period. Archaeological discoveries strongly support the idea of close contact between Greeks and Etruscans. Excavations in Etruscan cities have revealed Corinthian-style pottery, Greek artistic motifs, and imported Mediterranean goods, showing the intensity of trade and cultural exchange. These findings make the story of Demaratus historically plausible, even if some details have been shaped by later Roman traditions. In conclusion, Demaratus of Corinth was a relatively minor figure in ancient history, but an important symbolic link between three different worlds: the Greek aristocracy, the Etruscan city-states, and the early Roman kingdom. His life story reflects the fluid movement of people, ideas, and cultural traditions across the Mediterranean during the early Archaic period. Through his descendants, especially Tarquinius Priscus, the influence of Greek and Etruscan traditions became embedded in the political and cultural foundations of Rome.